Hello, you fucks. Welcome to John Solo's Beard Brigade. I'm John Solo. You know the drill, all that fun shit. Hey, I lowered my camera slightly. There's a lot of reasons for that. So I was working out the other day, and I got to tell you, I work out. I was working out the other day, and I mentioned to my guy that I work out with, and my wife as well. She's there because she's working out with us. I said to him, I said, my left hamstring is very tight today. By the way, don't ever say that to a person that's a trainer person because that just opened up a whole can of worms. 45 minutes later, literally, he had stretched my left hamstring every which way. He actually had me lay down on the on a workout bench, and he took a big fat metal rod. I know how you guys like them big fat rods. Took a big fat metal rod and actually rubbed it, rolled it up and down my left hamstring over and it repeatedly left bruises on me. He did. I pay this guy for this shit. Anyways, long story short, it turns out when I'm sitting in the booth, my legs were not the correct height. Sitting on top of, I have a rack underneath my feet, and they were kind of at this angle, and they needed to be at this angle. So I lowered my lowered my seat a little bit. So, anyways, now we're chopping off the top of Anna's picture that she gave me for Christmas a couple years ago. But that's just the way it's going to damn be right there. So, anyways, miss you guys, miss everyone. We've got a couple shows this week. One is Talk to the Beard. That's what we're doing right now. We got a great guest on today, by the way, Brittany Cournoyer. And then, of course, we got the Ramblin' Gremlin show coming up on Thursday at 11 a.m. And that's going to be streaming live on Facebook here in the group. Then we put it up on YouTube just like always. I am currently finishing up a Mortician Night project. This is Stepdaddy. Command and Care Book 4. Guess what? There's daddies in them there hills there somewhere. They're moving right on to a Tantor project called Melting Point. And I don't know what else I got going on this week. A lot. I believe I have a Casey Wells project, and I've got a Nora Phoenix project in the wings as well. I was supposed to get to Nora earlier this week. That's going to be later this week, like this weekend, but we're going to be getting to it. So, anyways, that's what I got going on. How are you? Everybody all right? The guest that I have coming on today, everyone knows Brittany. She's very popular in the group, and I haven't talked to her in a while, so this is going to be a lot of fun. Without any more from me, I give you Brittany Cournoyer. Hi. You like
Hello.
you like how I say that? Um,
I know.
we had a bit of a technical glitch, so Brittany's on her phone today, not her computer. So that's why I told her the camera takes off 20 pounds and makes her skinny. It's awesome.
I'm totally okay with that though. I mean, it sucks my computer was being difficult, so but we improvise.
Yeah, no. We made it work. So I hear tell that you moved recently.
Mhm. Yeah, I did. I lived in a crappy apartment for like 4 years. And it got to the point where the lady across the hall was like not keeping an eye on her 2-year-old. He kept trying to like come into my apartment. And I'm at the very top of the stairs, which was very not safe. Plus I have Delilah. So and he was able to open the door. So imagine if so we got a house. So we moved to a cute little house. Queen D now has a yard that she can run around in and bark at people and stuff. And I'm so happy for it. So happy for it.
Dude, that is awesome. Congratulations. Well, you lived in that apartment for a long time. Have you ever had a house on your own, like not with, not with the family, just you? So,
I had one that I was renting from like a family member type thing, but they would use that as a free pass to come in whenever they wanted without, so I didn't really have any privacy. So this is the first one I kind of got on my own without, them like, hey, we have this house. Do you want to live in it and pay us rent because we're moving type thing? So I'm excited about that.
congratulations, man. That's a huge deal.
Thank
Um,
you.
well, and especially with Delilah, she gets a yard
Yeah.
now. She can run out there. Is there a fence or is it she just go out there on her own or?
And Denise came
Mhm.
and helped me. So she got to meet Delilah in person, and Delilah loved her. She needs to come back and visit. But she came and helped me put the fence in. So yeah, that was a great time.
Yeah,
And to meet.
yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, Denise Brown, which was
Mhm.
Kenneth Obie's now widow, and yeah, we were up there. I don't know. It's probably, I guess it was over the summertime. We were talking to her, and
Mhm.
get this. Have you been to Denise's house yet in Ohio? Have you been there yet?
But I need to.
Yeah, yeah. She has three dogs, two
Mhm.
Newfoundlands, and then a smaller dog who's actually probably about Delilah's size. Um, so we decided we were going to go camping. Jody and I went up to Lake Erie and we camped along the
Mhm.
lake for a couple days, and then our last day of our trip, we stopped by Denise's. We hadn't seen her in a
Mhm.
while, and we like camping, so Denise has bedrooms and stuff, but we were like, no, 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 we're going to camp in your yard. But we had our two dogs, the two Huskies.
Mm.
So,
Mhm.
and apparently, now the two Newfoundlands were doing pretty well, but
Mhm.
the little one, the little
Mhm.
one was not very happy about having doggy visitors. So that that made it interesting to say the least. We had a great time and we loved seeing Denise.
Yeah.
I haven't been up there in a few months now, but yeah. Anyways, it was fun seeing her, but the dogs really stressed her dogs out. So I don't think we're gonna be taking the dogs there again.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was. I felt bad too, and she was like, if it would have been anyone else, I would have said no. But I love you guys, so we'll try it. And yeah, it just didn't quite work out there.
You
Um,
tried though.
yeah, we tried, we tried. How's everything else going? How's the job going?
It it's a job.
Yeah, yeah.
It's today was my first week back, my first day back after being on a leave of absence for like a month.
Hmm.
Um it's customer service for a timeshare company.
Hmm.
And you know how that goes. Every apparently I'm like the spawn of Dr. Doofenshmirtz, who has a hurricaneinator who caused hurricanes in Florida to ruin people's vacations because I just have that much power. I wish I did because then I wouldn't have to do that job anymore. But yeah, it's ultimately my fault that two hurricanes hit where these people were trying to travel.
Yeah,
So
I can see that. You
mhm.
look very hurricaney-ish, I guess. uh,
Sometimes
the,
I do get off
the
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 call.
the the leave of absence was that you had another surgery? Is that right?
Mhm. I
Ex-
did. I had something called a paniculectomy. And so 4.5 years ago, it'll be 5 years in February, I had bariatric surgery. And I lost over 120 pounds from my bariatric surgery, which unfortunately, when you lose that much weight in a short amount of time, skin decides it wants to just hang around. So my doctor basically cut it off. So I have a hip to hip incision. I had probably 300 stitches in my abdomen, and he cut off over 12 pounds.
wow.
Hmm.
Now that
Yeah.
was what he just did in this surgery. Was he cut off the
Uh huh.
skin?
Yep.
Did they let you keep it?
No, and I asked to see pictures and he wouldn't show me. I was like, "Do you have pictures or video so I can see what it looks like?" And he was like looking at me like I was weird. And I was like, "Come on. You didn't have like sitting out somewhere so I could just look at it?" Like,
No shit, man. You could,
I
I
thought that would.
mean, well, then at least you could do this gag, right? You could say, "Look, I've got skin in the game."
I was joking and saying I could be for Halloween because I had it in October. I had October 19th. And I was joking and saying that on Halloween I could have been a magician's assistant gone wrong during being sawed in half because I basically was. Unfortunately, the scar was just a little too low. But I mean, it looked like I was literally sawed in half at that point.
That's awesome.
And the cool part was he gave me a new belly button. He had to cut my belly button off and he
No
gave
way.
me a new. Yeah.
Where do you I didn't know there was like a belly button store. I didn't know you could get that sort of thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he gave
That's
me a new one. And I well, he was worried that it wouldn't attach and that it might fall off. And I told him, I was like, dude, I haven't seen my belly button in probably 30 years at this point. So if it does fall off, like I really won't care. It doesn't make a difference to me.
you know what this is? It's your old. I got your old belly button. I got your old. Sorry. Well, I mean, so you've seen your new belly button now. Is it like a cute belly button? If I paid for a belly button like that, I would fucking have like the cutest
Yeah.
little
And
belly
well, the
button.
only part yeah, I was excited to see it because I was like, wow. And then the cool part, well, and then I was excited because he cut off all the scars I had from when I had my bariatric surgery and when I had my gallbladder removed because it was all laparoscopic. But now I have two scars on either side from where I had those freaking drainage tubes, and they're huge holes. So I'm like, well, those are annoying.
Well, you could have gotten more belly buttons. I mean, if
They look like
I didn't know you
nipples.
could belly buttons and a nipple. That's a if you know if this was the 1800s, you'd be a witch.
Are for real. Well, I mean, that's still debatable.
I actually I have a third nipple. Well, not many people know this, and I certainly do not walk around like I'm not. You know, some narrators out there actually narrate on camera with no shirt on. I do not do that sort of thing, and this is not because I feel comfortable with my body. I can, but
Huh?
anyways, I got a third nipple, and there's I didn't really know what this was, but it's a fucking third nipple. It's got the little sprites
Is that
coming
a
out.
little tiny
Yeah,
thing?
it's like right on my rib cage. So I would have been a witch or a warlock, as the case may be. I think I would be a warlock, not a witch, but I'm not really sure about that. And I didn't have to have surgery or anything. I didn't have to pay for it. It just came with the package, I guess.
And mine costs a lot. Now, you know, though, everybody's going to want to see a picture of this third nipple now. You put that out there. So
Yeah,
everybody's going to want to see it
imagine if Chewbacca was Jewish. That's exactly what it looks like.
now.
You don't know Chewbacca. I know you're not a Star Wars. How is your
I do
nephew, anyways?
Chewbacca.
Is your nephew still living with you? Is he there at the house too?
No, no, get this. I'm a I'm an honorary grandma now
Oh, wait.
because
Stop. Wait, what? Oh, he
yeah, okay.
had a. Okay,
Uh-huh. He has an 8 month
he.
old.
I did not know. Now I've not really been on Facebook. I haven't been keeping track
Mhm.
of shit here. I remember he had a girlfriend, but
Uh-huh.
they had
Uh-huh.
consensual, and now they have a.
Uh-huh.
Wow, look at that.
And he's 8 months old. That's how long it's been. He's 8 months old. Unfortunately, his mother is. We're just gonna be nice. But I'm grandma, so yeah, I'm a grandma now.
I gotcha. Is he still with baby mama?
Uh-huh. They
Okay,
bought a
excellent.
house. Yep,
Oh
they just
shit.
bought a house. And they're doing really good. He wants to eventually pop the question, but he wants to wait until there's the house is all done and things like that. They get moved in. For them it's like priorities. But funny thing is their baby shower theme was Star Wars. So the shirt I'm wearing currently is what I wore there, and it says Antilorian across it. I had it made custom because it says Aunt Alorian. So
I did not real. I mean, I've seen pictures of the boy, and I didn't realize he'd been through puberty yet. I guess I didn't know that he was that old. He looked like 14 to me. So,
I know. When he told me that they were having a baby, I'm like, you're two.
yeah, exactly.
You can't
Like,
be having a kid.
yeah. What did you do? Give her the sperm in a box? How did that work? I don't. But, well, congratulations. I guess now you're an honorary grandma.
Hmm?
At 30, that's quite an accomplishment. Um,
I wish.
are they still close by as far as visiting?
Yes,
Excellent.
and honestly, they were amazing during my recovery because asshole over here feels like she does not need to do number two in the yard. She only needs to do number one, and that she still needs to go on walks. In my defense, it's because when we lived in the apartment for 4 years, we had the routine where we went on multiple walks a day for her to go to the bathroom. So she got into a routine. So they were him or the girlfriend would come out every single night to help me with her. And she's part of the reason why my recovery was so long because on 2.5 weeks after I had my surgery, my surgeon pulled the first drainage tube and said that I was okay to go back to my normal routine just to do it, just to ease into it. So I took her for a WALK. She's sitting right here, so and she
Mhm.
can
Yeah,
back
we
spell.
gotta spell it. Yeah.
And yeah, and I had a drainage tube in my left side. I'm left-handed. She sees a squirrel and decides to yank toward it. And when she did that, she separated part of my incision internally. So I got put on bed rest for 2 weeks.
Oh my god. All right. Well, let's. That's a pretty asshole story right there.
Hmm.
So we recently installed a doggy door. I was very excited
Mm-hmm.
about this. We've had this house
Yes.
for 20 years. We've had dogs forever. Never had a doggy door before. We actually Denise inspired us. Denise had the doggy door. We were very happy about it. Um, so we just recently went through the time change, right? And that's different from a change of
Mm-hmm.
life. It's a time change. And one of the
Mm-hmm.
huskies, the larger one, Rogue, has completely not processed this time change at all. So she's and she's the one. She will wake us up. Now we close the dog door at night. We a little
Mm-hmm.
slidey plastic thing goes down there at night. So because asshole Rogue got in a fight with a raccoon over the summertime, and that was like $2,000 later. She
Oh
fucked up her
no.
paw, and it was a whole big deal. So we close the doggy door at night. So she will go down, bark when she wants to go out in the morning, which is sunrise,
Mm-hmm.
and we can get her typically to come upstairs and lay down in the bed with us for at least a half hour, so we can get a half hour more
Mm-hmm.
sleep. But after that, no go. Down there barking again. So she goes through this routine this morning. It's an hour earlier than normal because we just went through the time change a couple weeks ago, but fine, whatever. I get up and go let her out in my boxers, and I open the freaking dog door, and I open the sliding glass door out there so she can now let herself back in whenever she damn well pleases. All
Mm-hmm.
right? It's a light. No raccoons are going to fight her. I go
Mm-hmm.
back to bed. Then I hear about 45 minutes later barking from outside. Um, and this is not, you know how you can tell the dogs bark like what they want?
Mm-hmm.
Like you know, if this wasn't the stranger danger bark, this wasn't the raccoon in yard bark, this was let me in bark. And
Oh.
I'm like, fuck you. I left the doors open. Jody rolls over. "Well, do you need to let her in?" I said, no. I left the doors open. So finally, for a half hour, this goes on. Finally, I get my ass up again. I stagger downstairs. I worked until 4 in the morning last night, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired. I get down there. She is poking her head through the dog door, but she knows she doesn't get a treat unless I see her come in after she, like, that's the
Mm-hmm.
routine. So she is now standing out there barking just to make sure that I see her come through the dog door so she can get her fucking treat. I did not give her a treat. I win. It was ridiculous.
That
So yeah,
is hilarious.
there's my asshole dog story of the day. Um, but we both have them. So what you writing now? What you doing? It's been a while since I talked to you.
I know, and it's been for I feel like, last year was just rough when it came to writing. I think
Yeah.
because between going back to work, all the shit that happened with Delilah, her, getting like all that stuff and everything, and finally slowly getting back to it. And then, I released a couple of books. They didn't do too hot. Part of me feels like it was because I took too long to publish in between and
Mm-hmm.
everything. So then I was like, oh, great. Here comes my imposter syndrome. I've been forgotten about in the community, things like that. Um, but being stuck on bed rest and everything for a month, I have been able to get some words in. I have one book I'm working on right now that I plan to release in February, and it's called Guarding Gideon. That's a tongue twister.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a guardian angel dude gets an assignment for a guy who's like down in his luck. They wind up falling in love for each other with each other. So the angel has to decide whether he wants to follow the rules or follow his heart and stay with the guy. And it's a lot of stuff, kind of heavy, but there's some good parts to it. And then I'm working on a multi-author series with a bunch of great people that is using a dating app called Bear for You, which is kind of like Build a Bear, where there's so of course it's bears and daddies and things like that, which is a little out of my comfort zone because the only daddy book I've ever written was His Someone Special with Sammy C, and I didn't write the daddy part, so I'm like, this is definitely a little bit out of my comfort zone, but it's nice to have that one to kind of offset the other one because when I start mine's called Squeeze Me because the titles are all something kind of do with a bear. And so it's really snarky and funny. And whenever I'm writing certain parts, I'm like snorting at what the characters are saying. So it's kind of nice to have that balance. But it's just nice to finally be able to write again.
Yeah, yeah. Now you've got, I mean, I know you're getting back to work again, but you had a little bit of time, and
Hmm.
you are a writer at heart, obviously. If you
Hmm.
don't do it for a
Yeah.
while, you kind of get the urge. You gotta fucking write. And don't worry about the community. They'll be back with you. It might take a couple few books to get them back in the swing, but don't fucking worry about that. They'll be back with you.
Yeah.
But it's good that you're getting back in. You mentioned Sammy C. I had her on the show a couple weeks
Hmm.
ago, and
He's
I'd
awesome.
seen her before. Yeah, I'd never actually talked to her like that, and she is fantastic. Um, and it doesn't surprise me one bit that she can do a daddy book. I believe we talked about that a bit.
Yeah.
Um, have you considered? I mean, you sound like you're working in a multiverse with this daddy thing.
Hmm.
Have you considered doing more of those?
I hadn't thought about it before because God knows if you look at my backlist, I've written a little bit of fucking everything. I have
Hmm.
suspense, I have murder mystery, I have psychological thriller, I have a rom com, I have the daddy stuff with Sammy, I have paranormal. I mean, I've done a little bit of everything. So why not? At this point, why not?
I get it. It's a good way to be able to, because you're working full time again. It's a good way to be able to write and interject back into the community and not really have a full time 60, 70, 80,000 words kind of thing commitment, which can be
Yes.
probably a bit overbearing, I would think. Um,
Yes.
yeah.
Plus, and I think you might know this as well as I do. Whenever you have a lot of stress going on and everything, it is a big creativity killer.
Oh yeah.
And everything that I had going on with her, and then trying to find a job, and then having to go back to work full time, and everything, and then having my nephew live with me for a little bit, and a bunch of other personal shit come up around. It just my creativity was gone. Like writing was the last thing I wanted to do, but
Mhm.
now things are finally settling down to the point where I feel like okay, I can get back into the groove a little bit.
That stress thing. We've been
Mhm.
so I've been completely, totally, and utterly probably more stressed than I've ever been in my life the past
Mhm.
few weeks. We we planned on taking October off this year for a
Mhm.
number of reasons. We had one, our 20th wedding anniversary. Oh, I didn't show you. I got our 20th wedding anniversary. Let me see if I can get it on camera. 20th wedding anniversary tattoo, two X's on my arm.
Well, happy
So,
anniversary.
yeah, yeah.
Love that.
Thank you. So we decided we were going to take a Jeep trip, like a week-long Jeep
Mhm.
trip. We love doing that. Then one of my friends from Germany, an author, was coming into town right before GRL. She's going to stay with us for a
Mhm.
week. I rarely get to see her. We were
Mhm.
both excited about that. Then go to GRL, come back. By the end
Mhm.
of the day, it's going to be a whole month off. I have not taken more than a week off straight since I started my business back in 2012. So it's a lot of money. It's really a
Mhm.
lot of money, especially when Jeep trip, then we're traveling to Virginia for GRL. It's a hell of a lot of money, but we pulled it off, and really I planned accordingly. It wasn't going to hit us too awful hard. Then we got the con crud. We get
Uh,
back and we're both sick, and that takes for a voice actor 2 weeks. You get a cold,
yes.
2 weeks,
Mhm.
which also fucking sucks. Then
Mhm.
some personal issues hit in the household, which really took probably about another week and a half or 2 weeks off. So I didn't work for nearly 2 months. Um,
Oh my.
I of any consistency at all. I think I did one book in that entire time. It was ridiculous. Um, and between the personal issues, which those
Mhm.
definitely had me stressed out, there was another issue as well I was dealing with just my workflow and my work process that I wasn't very satisfied with. Um, Combine all that, and I have been a ball of fucking stress. Um,
Oh.
I, you know that like the
Mhm.
feeling you get in the pit of your stomach, like your gut, where you wake up in the morning and like there's something desperately wrong. You don't even know exactly what, but there's like that sense of dread,
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. How do you deal with it? Do you get insanely drunk? Do you sleep with 25 men? Do you kill 25 men? How do you do it?
I wish. No, honestly, okay, this is what's really, really bad. So Typically, I to deal with my stress, I walk her a lot. She and I walk a lot whenever I'm stressed out. But this is what's really bad. I'm a sleepwalker, anyway, but when I'm stressed out, I do it tenfold. Like I have a whole like team of doctors behind me for my sleepwalking because I'm to the point where I drive in my sleep. I wake up outside. When I lived in my apartment, I lived upstairs. I woke up outside in the snow barefoot. I woke up standing in the middle of a grocery store holding a pair of tweezers because I don't know why. I've moved furniture. I've hauled my mattress across the room. I have a king size bed and I flung my mattress across the room in my sleep. I've had numerous sleep studies done about it. So my stress is I sleepwalk. That's
Dude,
apparently how I
see,
deal with
now we're talking. That's crazy town. Me, I mean, I used to do all those things, but I was drunk. You call it sleepwalking, I call it blacking out, but same thing.
same thing.
Yeah.
I wish I had. I mean, I love a good glass of wine and stuff. Delilah says hello.
Hi.
But I've been having some blood pressure issues, so unfortunately, I'm off alcohol right now.
Yeah.
So,
Well, as you know, I can't drink, and
right.
I, and there's no. By the way, I got to address something to the crowd here. I realize that this is your show today, but there's no danger of me drinking. By the way, it's just not going to fucking happen. I would literally
Right.
shoot myself before that's going to happen. But
Right.
um, and really, it hasn't even crossed my mind. The thing that gets me is, I mean, I will work out a bunch, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's one good way to deal with it. Um, I and unfortunately, I had started smoking cigarettes again at one point in the
Mm-hmm.
last 6 months, and that has just absolutely fucking sucked. Talk about a bad idea for a voice actor. Um,
Yes.
but but yeah, and like I'm not going to drink or anything like that. It's just
Mhm.
the ball of stress. It's getting better slowly but surely. But I wanted to ask your advice. I know you've been through the ringer. And the last time that you were on, we talked about your first surgery that you had, your bariatric
Mhm.
surgery, and how basically up to that you were pretty stressed,
Mhm.
and then that relieved a lot. I know you've
Mhm.
been through it. I,
Yeah.
I, I'm afraid that I'm not going to be able to go any further without addressing Delilah at this point. Delilah, anytime,
Say hello.
anytime that mom is too bad to you, because I know she doesn't want to take you for walks. She's bitching about her third belly button and that sort of shit. You are welcome here anytime, Delilah. You can come on over. You can keep Mela company. Mela can keep you company. I'm pretty sure one of you is going to kill the other, but I'd like to watch. You're always welcome here. If mom's too much of a bitch to you, you just come on over to John's house. We'll be just
She,
fine.
me and her need to road trip and see you guys though. I think she would have a blast, especially because I mean, how far am I from you?
Not even 2.5 hours, maybe.
See exactly. How have we not met up
Yeah,
yet?
yeah.
And I missed GRL because the first day of GRL, you guys were all hanging out, and I was getting my stuff. I was getting sawed in half that day. I
Well,
what? Seriously, my surgery date was the 19th, the first day of GRL.
that's just damn poor planning on your part. That's all that is.
But here's the thing, though. This is what really sucks about that. I originally had my claim for my insurance to cover it denied. So I had to appeal it. And then I
Mm.
got the appeal, but I had a 90-day contingency to get it done. So, and I asked them, I was like, okay, because I was just getting pissed at this point. I was like, if I decide to pay out of pocket, how much would it be? Because I was just curious. And she was like, well, we would give you a discount, but with the discount for that, it'd be 42,000 and some odd
Oh, that's
dollars. And
it.
I just
That's it.
I was like, oh, that's so cheap. So yeah, I had to appeal it. Huge issue with them giving me the appeal letter correctly. So then the soonest I could get it done was in that 90-day time frame was the 19th, which
Ugh.
so I missed GRL, but I didn't get the con crud this year. So there's
Yeah.
that.
You know what? I'll take the Concorde. It's just fine. I
Yeah.
mean, it really, it's just a cold. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure all of us had COVID, but it's just a
Hmm.
fucking cold at this point.
Well, I'm gonna
Um,
hope to be there next year. I really want to be there next year.
yeah, you got it. And Concorde is worth it if we get to see all those lovely people again.
Yeah,
I wouldn't change a thing. We had a blast.
for sure.
Um, next year is pretty exciting because we think we're not confirmed yet, but we think that we're going to have a little narrator room as well, so we can do talk to the beards like in a room with like 20 seats, and we can do live
Fun.
readings in there and shit too. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
I just had the opportunity to work with. We were talking about Godfather earlier. I just got to work with Kurt again. I don't get the opportunity very much, but me and him just did an MM fantasy series, which was fantastic.
Mm,
Yeah, and he is just awesome. I love him to death,
I
and
love
he missed GRL as well. So that
mhm.
bastard.
You guys did awesome on Godfather Wars. I hopefully can work with you guys again. I just can't afford you.
It's fucking expensive. I know.
Can't afford you.
This ass ain't cheap. All right.
But what you're paying for what you're worth for sure. Like um that maybe one day I'll be able to save up enough and be like, maybe I'll write something really small like, hey, I have a 2-hour book. Can you do it?
Well, for right now, even if you could afford me, I'm dude, I'm so far behind right now. That's half the stress easily is you
Mhm.
get behind. I've contacted all my clients and let them know, and it's
Yeah.
all good. It's not like anybody's like, God damn you, John. Nothing like that. All my clients are. That's why they're my clients. They're fucking cool ass people.
Right.
I'm so
Well, they've all
lucky.
been sick too. They've all been so they're probably all
Exactly, but at the
yeah.
same time, I feel horrible. I feel because
Yeah.
there's a time window. Especially old material is one thing, but a new release,
Yeah.
man, you got to fucking hit that time window. And then,
Yeah.
unfortunately, publishers are not quite as cool. They'll let you slide with it once in a
Yeah.
while. You're sick, okay, but do that a couple times with the publisher, you are fucking out. So, anyways,
Us
that's enough about me. I'm sorry about that.
no, you're fine. God brought I mean, at least us indie authors are a little bit more flexible. We're like, we get it.
Yeah. I and I can't even like it's just I get the impression from the publishers like I haven't been dropped from one yet. But as well like I will fucking kill myself just to and I got a lot of anyways, that's as I said, enough about me. Do you have any plans for any fun in your near future because I know you just got back to work. Are you doing like fun something fun for Christmas or anything like that?
No, I have no life. No, I really don't. I haven't thought of any. So here's what's really annoying. Again, poor planning on my part. Um, dear friend of mine, he is actually on one of my book covers. He and his husband have a beautiful, well, two beautiful Airbnbs, and I never pronounced it correctly, so I'm not even gonna try. But it's somewhere in Mexico.
It's Cournoyer.
No,
Sorry.
no, I never pronounced the first word right. Puerto Vallarta. I'm totally jacking it up, but he owns two Airbnbs there. I was gonna go for my birthday because my birthday was October 14th. He was gonna let me stay at the Airbnb, and all I had to pay for was my travel surgery date. So, um, GRL didn't get to go because I had to make the option between going to Mexico for my birthday or go to GRL, and then none of those panned out because surgery date instead. For December, I have to work up for until Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I have off. I have nothing planned for that. New Year's, nothing planned for that. I'm just gonna watch a lot of Christmas movies. I love Hallmark.
You're the Hallmark girl. I forgot about that.
I, I
Um,
am
I
totally am. But I got blocked by a Hallmark actress.
what?
Mhm.
You gotta tell me about this.
Okay, so Danica McKellar, she played
Oh,
Winnie
her.
on. Yeah, she played Winnie on Wonder Years.
Okay.
And she was on Hallmark. And she went over to that Great American Family channel with Candace Cameron Bure. And Candace made some very rude comments about how her channel is going to showcase traditional marriages because and that have more depth, purpose, and meaning. Mhm. So she issued this bullshit statement that was a lot of words that basically said, fuck you. I only believe in traditional marriage. You guys can all go F yourselves. That's basically what her statement said. There was no apology. It was more, I love you. I'm Christian. These are my beliefs. Whatever. So Danica McKellar commented and said, this is a beautiful statement. Mhm. Me being me, because she was at Jonathan Bennett's wedding, who is an out gay man who is married, to a man. Danica was at his wedding, all kinds of stuff. So, me being the person I am, I simply responded and said, how can you agree with Candace's statements but claim to be good friends with Jonathan Bennett? And the bitch blocked me.
Well, first off, the Wonder Years had its run, but really they jumped the shark like third season in, as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned. I mean, it was a good show, great, awesome, but really Fred Savage did better in Princess and the Bride, and the Winnie chick, she just really, I mean.
Mhm.
Secondly, there are two Hallmark channels. I did not know this. I knew there was Hallmark. I didn't realize there was
Uh-huh.
a competing Hallmark channel. What's the name of this?
Well, okay, so there's Hallmark Channel, then there's Hallmark Movies and Mystery. They're more into now trying to include non-traditional stuff with movies like The Christmas House and everything that have main characters who are like part of the LGBT community, or they'll have like biracial marriages, things like that, so they're not traditional. And come on, Candace Cameron Bure and her brother Kirk Cameron, they're like part of this weird ass cult thing going on, so don't even get me started on them. So Candace and one of the guys from Hallmark pulled out and made their own channel called Great American Family, that's all about Christian values that show traditional marriages. So basically, all white straight couples.
Well, and it's unfortunate too because I mean, look, typically this is you've been in the green room to the show, and one of the things I always say, although I didn't say it to you this time because you've been on the show and we're
Mhm.
friends, and I don't do politics or religion, but I got to dip in
Mhm.
here. And this is because not all Christians are like that by any
Mhm.
stretch of the fucking
Right.
imagination. Some are, and well, fuck them. But
Right.
not all are. This is not a representation of if you are Christian, you have
Mhm.
to poo poo on
Right.
gay marriage, which maybe gay people are into the poo poo. I don't really know. But that being said, this is not the normal Christian box. Okay, this is
Right.
a extreme wing of the
Right.
Christian community.
Right.
And by the way, what show was Kirk Cameron on? Because he was on something I fucking forget.
Growing pains.
That's right, Growing Pains with
Yeah.
Boner. With Boner, I
Yeah.
remember that now.
Yeah.
Um, so, I guess to wrap up this statement, fuck those people. Just
Right.
fuck them entirely.
I just thought it was funny she blocked me.
Well, fuck Winnie. And really, it's not like, look, I'm going to be honest here. And now I've never been in a movie in my life. I'm not a screen actor. I have a face for audiobooks. But Hallmark is where actors go to die, all right? That's just the truth of it. You don't see like Tom Cruise on. So, fuck him. Anyways, I've said my
That
piece.
is.
That's hilarious. But you got cock blocked by Winnie. Uh,
I did. I was like, it was really funny because people were like commenting on the comment that I made, and I went because it was Instagram, and I went to go look at it, and it said this comment is no longer available. So I pulled up her page, and I was like, wow, that's awesome.
oh, that's fantastic. Um,
But I am kind of, I did have an idea though for a Hallmarky type book that I'm gonna plan to write in January. So there is that.
well, and all the authors that are watching this right now, kill Winnie. Just, kill her. You have the power. You're authors. You can do that sort of thing. Kill Winnie, but save Fred Savage. I like him. Um, anyways, it was fantastic seeing you again. Thank you so much for coming
You
on.
too.
Yeah, yeah. As I told you before, we're doing a YouTube thing now. So as soon as this is up on
Hmm.
YouTube tomorrow, I'll get you the link, and then you can share that with all your friends. Remember, Delilah has a home here at any time, and I suppose you're welcome to visit too.
I'll just
And
drop
yeah,
her off with.
perfect. That'll be just fine. But yeah, you're welcome anytime, please. If you're bored, and even if you're not in the neighborhood and you're bored and just want to come on the show, just let me know, and you are on.
Awesome.
This is the easy part. All you got to do is wave bye to the camera. See you later,
All right.
everyone. Have fun. See you Thursday.
Bye.